Hi everyone, my name is Hannah. I'm an undergraduate outreach educator for Parenting It's a Life, and I'm also a senior at Iowa State studying family consumer sciences. My first experience with ADMYRE was actually the meetings of coming up with the debrief for the new ADMYRE simulations. And so in preparation for that, we went through all the stories and really got to know the characters and the different unhealthy characteristics that were shown in each story. It was definitely something different than anything I experienced. We never really had a whole lot of simulations in high school, so I'd never seen content presented in that way, but I definitely thought it was cool that the students really got to deep dive into the stories and see the different characteristics and the effects of the unhealthy behaviors themselves. So it was a cool experience to see that that was something that PILE provided for students. We always wanted to focus on the why behind everything we were saying and really trying to find ways to show students that this information was important. So for me, that meant looking back 3 years to my high school self and what would have stuck out to me and what would have mattered to me, and then also using our resources like the Iowa Coalition Against Domestic Violence. They had a lot of good information to make sure everything we were providing for students was accurate and meaningful. And then the other thing we tried to emphasize when we were talking about the unhealthy behaviors is not only the physical impact it might have someone, but the impact on their mental health as well, because that is something that comes up a lot with the subtle unhealthy characteristics. So making sure we're getting the whole picture of how unhealthy relationships can affect a person. I want to do outreach education, so being able to create at least part of a program from start to finish has been a really good experience, and learning the ins and outs of using those outside resources to make content and then collaborating on a team to come up with activities for students. Also gaining confidence in presenting skills and things like that have helped me a lot professionally. I think the biggest skill I gained was definitely communication, being able to communicate your ideas and work with others and bringing together what activities and what we wanted it to look like. Also attention to detail for sure, working with the heavy topics such as teen dating violence, really making sure that everything we were saying was important to students and then also appropriate for students as well. So the experience of facilitating ADMYRE has been really rewarding for me. I think a lot of people on the team agree that ADMYRE is kind of like something we wish we knew in high school, so being able to provide this information on healthy relationships as students are forming new relationships, going on into their lives where they're going to need to build these healthy relationships, being able to provide that information is really rewarding. And then also learning how to talk about heavy topics with young people and to stay trauma informed, because everybody has different experiences. So just learning those skills now has been great. Personally, working with ADMYRE has had a huge impact. I think I learned a lot about healthy relationships and unhealthy relationships and a lot of those subtle characteristics that we talk about with ADMYRE. The biggest thing I've learned is the different resources available as well. Those were emphasized as much as my high school classes, so being able to learn about them now and share them with people that I know has been a great thing to come out of ADMYRE. ADMYRE has impacted my journey at Iowa State. I've been able to bring this healthy relationships information into other organizations that I'm involved in on campus, and then also driving my interest to take more classes surrounding family relationships and just relationships in general. So it's really helped me drive my passions in that way.